Alright, welcome back to the channel where we build a video game from scratch using Love2d and Lua. Now, yesterday we got our entities. Oh lordy. Okay, hold on. I've got to fix this problem real quick. We got to kill our Tmux server, and then this is the only, I don't know why it does this, but sometimes when I leave Tmux on and go to sleep, my computer goes to sleep. It'll do that. So I'll just do a new Tmux session. We'll call it Tashio, and then we'll rename our window. Not that. We'll rename our window to be called entity. What are we doing today? We're going to be doing our entity clamping plus our cleanse logic. Let's just call it that, I guess. Now let's go see. We should hopefully have fixed that issue. Now our screen's in top. Okay, so yesterday we added so that we can only collide once. Our entities can only collide once with the spellcast entity. It's not during the duration of when we're holding it. So if you look at we used to be doing while the spellcast entities are colliding, we would subtract a certain amount of health, but we are not doing that anymore. What we're doing is our entities cannot be hit if they are still moving from the knockback of being hit. So that prevents them from kind of bouncing around if we lock them inside us instead of like ping-ponging around. We boosted their initial velocity so they kind of bounce further. So we're hoping to get rid of that, but we also got to start to add our character getting hit by the geckos. So a lot like how when we hit the geckos, they flash and they bounce, we need to add basically the same exact thing to our character so that we've got that as well. And then right now, if we knock our enemies off screen, as soon as they're off screen, they're actually deinstantiating whether or not they have health or not. So this is the entity clamping of our Tmux window here. That's what we've got to prevent. We've got to clamp their positions so that they can't go all the way off screen, because if they do, they deinstantiate, because that's how we wrote the code for when they get cleansed. They walk off screen, and as soon as they're all the way off screen, we go ahead and deinstantiate them so we don't have to calculate them anymore. So we need to clamp them to be inbounds if they're still corrupted. And then we need to add their collision to us. And we need to add that we have hearts as well. So maybe we get started here. Maybe it would be fun to get started making our hearts for our player. So why don't we go ahead and start doing that. And we will pull up a sprite here. And we'll just make little hearts for our character. And what's going on? Okay. So we're going to go ahead, do a new, I want to say that this is just going to be a 6x6. Our tile size is 18x18, but that is just too big for a little heart. So we'll see if we can get away with a little heart here. And we want to do, oh lordy. Okay, maybe we do need a little bit bigger, because that isn't reading too much heart. Actually, well, let's see. We fill this in with our color. Yeah, I don't really like that. So I think we got to go a little bit bigger. So instead of 8x8, maybe 10x10. And we'll see how that looks. Now we can't really come down to a point with 10x10 and be symmetrical. So maybe, let's see. That's looking better for heart-shaped. That is looking better. I think it needs to come down a bit lower for the butt crack of the heart. You know what? Yeah, we need to offset this so because we need an exact point. So maybe we do like 11 by 11. Yeah. Yeah. You're right, Super King. Let's see if we can do that. That 9 by 9. Let's see how 9 by 9 looks. And then we'll see. For whatever reason, my brain was just like even numbers, but you're absolutely right there. So if we've got the butt crack here, something like that. Yeah, I think 9 by 9 might be the sweet spot here. Yeah. I mean, we might want one more roundedness because it kind of looks really flat here. Maybe we have, yeah, maybe we do one bigger, two bigger rather. So 11 by 11 maybe. Then we can round out those sides a bit more. Let's see if that does look any better. Looks a little too wide now. Yeah, top needs the curve also. Gosh. Pixel art, dude. It always looks like pixel art is so easy to make, and then you try to make it, and you're like, why is this so tough? Yeah, we got our flat problem again. It looks too low in the middle here. It's looking better. Gosh, yeah, we really just, it's just that it looks so flat on the sides here. That's getting there. I wonder, because we're already, yeah, we don't want it any bigger than this, I think. We don't want it any bigger than that. So maybe we start the curve here. Well, gosh, I really can't believe how much of a fine balance pixel art is. It's so hard. It's super tough. Because yeah, either we take out this so that, well, let's see. Dude, no, we need it. We need it to be 2 down so that we can curve it. Yeah, we really need it that big. Okay, let's see. This is just disgustingly flat. Actually, yeah, no, that looks kind of fine. Now, it'd be nice if we add like a little something something to it to give it some personality. One too many lines of shading there. Something like that, I think, looks good. I don't know if I like this little glare now that I'm adding it. So yeah, like if there's a preview that there's like a 1-to-1 here, let's see if there's the... There we go. So there's the 1-to-1. Yeah, that might be... And it's actually like 4 pixels per 1 pixel, so that's not even 1-to-1. Let's see what this looks like. We'll see if we need to shrink it or not. Let's go ahead and export this, or we'll save it as a PNG. We'll save it as heart. Hey dude, that's good news. That's awesome. That's really cool. That's really cool, man. I might end up using that. Yeah, if you... So you wrote that thing in Go? Like, what does that even entail? That's freaking crazy. I don't even know what... Like, what... Are you using OBS? Or, like, what are you using to stream? I don't get... So you use OBS through your program, and it can restream it, or it can do it twice. That's wild, dude. That's really cool, dude. Yeah. Let me know when you post that on GitHub. I want to check that out. That's really cool. So does that mean it generates the, or it means it? How does it handle the private key and everything or the stream key? Does it? I guess I just don't know enough about it. I've looked into restreaming and I just didn't want to do. Okay, so you fill out your YAML config and then you can stream it to 2 different things. And is that the thing? So what I'm always confused about is like if I do a restream like that, is it using double bandwidth to upload it twice, or is it not doing that? I don't understand how that would even work. How you'd be able to stream it to 2 places without doubling your upload bandwidth. So that's always been kind of confusing to me. Okay, so the OBS will encode it once, and then your upload bitrate will double. Okay, see, that makes more sense. When I was like reading some of the stuff, people were saying it didn't. like if you use a re-encoder or I don't even know, that they were able to pull it off without doubling your upload bitrate, but that never really made much sense to me. So we need a way to be able to draw multiple hearts. Or I guess, since the hearts don't need a quad or anything, it's just the heart, I think we can maybe just add it here. I'd love to check out that code though if you ever end up publishing that or finalizing it or whatever, Super King. That sounds really cool. I have not even touched Go, but I've done a little bit of Python. I don't know if that's even kind of similar. You said it's like modern C++? Dude, if that's your quick project, what's your like passion projects like? Okay. Yeah, if that's your freaking quick project, I want to know what your capstone projects are like. Let me see. Yeah, I have never seen, I guess, I mean, I like that things are statically typed in Go. Rough cookie in, oh, okay, nice. That's sweet. Dude, that's super impressive. Every time I'm over there, I'm like, this stuff is really cool. Every time. I think I've got some emotes from Rough Cookie over here. Yeah, that is very cool. Every time I'm on that stream, I'm impressed with your guys' chatbot there. I don't know what you even call it. Is there a name for that project you guys call it? Okay, nice. Okay, cool. Yeah, dude, it's very entertaining. Every time I'm over there, I have a blast. So that's really cool. So we get to decide where we want to draw our hearts, maybe in our play state or maybe in our scene. I'm not exactly sure. Okay, nice. Is which character is Sierra? Is that the, I don't know which one that is. That's cool. So like, and the one I was always curious, like, what are you guys using to do the voice? Because isn't it Rough Cookie's voice for his AI? Like, do you just feed whatever model like X amount of Rough Cookie audio and then it can generate the audio for that? I was like super impressed with that. I was like, never knew how you guys pull that off. And like, did you end up finding Rough Cookie just on Twitch, or are you guys like IRL friends? Okay, nice. That's cool. Hey, that's the best part about jobs, right? I mean, you get to meet some cool people, I'm sure. Let's just see if we can draw our heart. I'm not seeing it. Now this is in our play state, so we might need it in our scene. So, Super King, that's kind of funny you say that. I mean, I had my first meeting with my instructors today for my boot camp, and when I was talking to them and asking them questions, they kept asking me like, "Dude, what's your background? Dude, what's your background? How are you asking these questions?" I'm like, "Dude, I just sit here and try to learn. Like, I don't work in this field, but apparently I was asking all the right questions. So that makes me feel good going into like maybe an interview or something where I can talk to engineers, because this is the first time I'm able to talk to real engineers one to one and kind of pick their brain and stuff. So I'm really excited about that aspect of the boot camp where I can talk to real people. Yeah, because like I know I'm not great at what I'm doing here, but the fact that I've been kind of piecing it together myself, I think speaks for my potential moving forward, because it's Lua's like, hey, thanks, man. I appreciate that. I appreciate that. I definitely, another viewer, a Ukrainian viewer who watches Prosto, he sent me, like, I was having trouble just getting a freaking circle to go around our character, and he sent me this example he whipped up, and it was like a freaking beautiful, almost like a what's it called with the fractals. It reminded me of like freaking fractals, and he was like, oh yeah, I just whipped that up. I'm like, that's freaking cool. He's like really understands that stuff. He was able to help me out. So I'm still in the beginner stages, but I'm super excited to keep learning. It's gonna be good. Okay, we've got our heart. It looks too big. It looks much too big. Now, yeah, we need it way smaller than this. Let me see. But yeah, so Super King, I am working on getting hired here. I'm hoping after this boot camp will start very soon, and it'll be 10 weeks, and then they have a lot of professional development help. So I'm already talking to their advisors and stuff, trying to get me a part of an apprentice is like the actual track I'm in, which is paying for my boot camp. It's for information technology apprentice. So after this boot camp, I'll have 3 of the 5 credits I need to be a fully whatever funded apprentice or whatever for the thing. Oh, hey, cool. Here, I'll add you right now. No worries, dude. I mean, two people are live right now, so you're good. Okay, gotcha. Yeah, I've seen you in my Discord, I believe. Cool. So yeah, man, I just followed you on LinkedIn there. I'm still new to. I've got to work on that. Yeah, dude. Hey, will do. I appreciate that. Yeah, man. I'm definitely. I know I'm gonna be in the programming world for the rest of my career. So like, I don't know what that looks like just yet, but I'm figuring it out. So I'll just keep dialing it in as I learn more and more. Yeah, we need a much smaller art than this. We need basically as small as we can get. Let's see if we can pull out a decent looking 7 heart. Yeah, I really appreciate that, Super King. Thank you, man. You've been really, what's the word? Supportive. Yeah, you've been really supportive, man. Thank you. That's awesome, man. So like, yeah, like Rough Cookie just like was looking on the software game dev stream one day, and you guys found me to raid, and I happened to be right before I hit affiliate. There are, I do notice quite a few VTubers in this category, at least at night too. Yeah, that's cool. That's cool. Yeah, dude, I loved that. That was a great night. And you guys are every one of you guys are super nice on that stream, so that was really fun. I think I like this. Let's see how this looks for, like, that looks pretty clean. Yeah, that was awesome, dude. That was fun. Yeah, I don't really have much long-term Twitch goals. Like, I'm gonna try to hit 100 followers, and then I think I'm gonna get rid of my follower goal up there, and then we'll just continue as normal. We're almost surpassing my subscribers on YouTube, which is wild because I've been posting there for like 3 years now. So, and I've been on Twitch for like 2.5 months or something. So I've grown fastest on this platform versus anything else. And like, I don't get to talk to people on YouTube like I do on Twitch here, or meet people. So it's like, I've met so many more people on Twitch than on YouTube. It's crazy. Not that we've like met, but that we know of each other and keep tabs on each other or whatever. Okay, I think that's gonna work a lot better. You know what? We export it. Oh, we export it, not save it as. I think that's always my issue. I don't even see it in here. Oh, you know what? We didn't do a PNG. We gotta make sure we do the PNG. Yeah, exactly. That would be cool. I do want to check out real programming conferences and stuff. It is just, and this month particularly is going to be tough because I'm going 10 weeks without income so I can go do this boot camp. So, I'm hoping it eventually, that heart looks much better. That looks great. Okay, let's get that back. Yeah, I'm hoping I eventually, hopefully, get a programming job here in the not too distant future. And then I can afford such things as like going to conferences and professional development and stuff like that. This is a screen height limit, I think, is the one we want to do. Where are we? I'm in Albuquerque, New Mexico. Yeah, I've heard, I hear the job market's kind of rough all around. So I don't, and especially for, for new people. Okay, so I think this is just rendering under. This is just rendering under our HUD, so we need to go to where we're rendering our HUD and just make sure it's on top of that. There's a couple of opportunities. We got some national labs here in New Mexico, so I might be able to sneak in one of those areas. But it's tough because I don't have the computer degree. I don't have a computer science degree. I just got a film degree. Okay. Yeah, my current thing, I signed up for this apprenticeship in 2022, and I've been kind of teaching myself programming since then. And the whole goal is to, like, hopefully get experience with this boot camp and then be enlisted as an apprentice, which is on the job training. So then I'll get a job, an actual programming job with a mentor for 1 year while I finish my schooling for whatever the credits are for my program. And then I'll have on my resume, I'll have my boot camp, I'll have a year-long apprentice plus my 5 classes at the community college. So then hopefully that'll get me get my foot in the door where I can talk to some engineers and get some stuff going. Because I do think, you know, it's hard to get past HR, but I feel like if I get to like the engineers and I can pick their brains apart, I think they could be like, hey, like I'd want to work with this guy or you know, teach this guy some stuff. So we need a way to render our heart right here by our monospar. Yeah, it's going to be tough to sneak by HR, so that's what's good. You know, I took the Harvard CS50 class, so I've got my little certificate of completion from Harvard for that. And then with this boot camp, it'll at least have stuff on my CV that is like, okay, this guy programs and whatnot. And I've got a couple years of git commit history on my projects. So I think I can get my foot in the door somewhere. And then it's just tough because every job uses different frameworks and different tools for the job. So it's like no one's going to be a perfect fit right off the bat. Everyone's got to kind of learn the systems and learn the code base and everything. So I feel like I'd be as you know, I would just need to learn just like everybody, you know, how things work there. So we need like, yeah, and jobs just change all the time too. So it's like, yeah, no one's ever gonna be 100% perfect. Okay, we need to make some decisions about our HUD, because we need to either move our Manus and our focus indicator somewhere, or if we keep it at the bottom here, we need to figure out where our items are going to go and where our hearts are going to go. Because I'm not sure I like hearts over here. So we do need to make some decisions here. Now, and I'm not sure if I want to deviate from the actual Game Boy resolution or not. Part of me wants to stay true to the Game Boy Color resolution, because like we could just keep the active square that is rendering and we just add a couple more lines for the HUD to have more space, but I'm not sure I want to do that. So we need to really kind of think about where we want to place our hearts, and where we want our HUD to live. And this is just a test HUD. I'm not sure if we want anything different than this. And it's going to look different. We're not going to have our keylogger or our frames a second, so we might have different things on screen. Like we're going to, you know, because in the game with your spellcast elements, you're going to have something in your hand in order to cast a fire spell. So you need either your lamp or a torch to cast a fire spell like this. But oh, this is looking so good. I love the particles are looking really good. Okay. Yeah, I'm not sure. Maybe we take away our frames a second and see if... Isn't that wild? It's super wild, because like I would play... every once in a while I'm playing Link's Awakening on the Nintendo Switch, and it looks so crisp. Like, I mean, it's a freaking, you know, how many year old game that the first Link's Awakening came out, and it looks so crisp. They did such a great job with it. Yeah, it's pretty wild. And 60 frames feels right, because when we were at 30, it just felt slow. I don't know if it's just so baked into us that 60 FPS is good gameplay, but when we were streaming on Linux, we would average like 30 on the game, and it felt slow. Yeah, because we have to have, let's draft up what this might look like, because we've got we've got the current template set up like normal Link's Awakening. Now I'm forgetting, is it forgetting the resolution of Game Boy here? God. (160 by 144). So we'll go 160 by 144. And there's a better way. Oh gosh, yeah, I don't want to do what I'm about to do. I want to make like a mock-up of what the HUD could look like, which is easier to do in a program like this than in the game. I know there's a better way to do this. Yeah. Messed up the scaling, for sure. And we lost it. That's okay. We'll just try to do that. That looks about right. So yeah, where do we want... Like, we can kind of see what it might look like now if we get rid of certain things like our keylogger. Mess that up. Yeah, I'm hoping I find some company that wants to, you know, I mean, it's not like I'm terrible because I don't have much experience, but it's like I can learn. I'm good at learning, so I feel like if someone takes a chance on me, I could be a good asset for them. And I want to stay somewhere long. Like, I want to build, you know, I want to build that mentorship with somebody who can kind of teach me the ways of the computer. Yeah, I'm kind of tempted to move this bar elsewhere. Let's add it to a new layer. I am jacking this up beyond belief right now. Okay. Okay. So we've got a layer of that, and then we want to just kind of erase our HUDs. We've got that. So we need to figure out where our items go, where our health goes, and then where our Manus bar is going to go. So we need a couple of things to be placed. And right now, I don't know where we're going to put it. Okay. So, where might... I feel like it makes most sense to have the items down here and like whatever equipped item down here, and maybe you could only have one. I know Link's Awakening has got like 2 different slots, but they have a lot of extra stuff going on, like the Brock's Feather or the Power Bracelet. We don't really have any of that stuff. I think we just have elements, at least for now. I don't know if we want to add anything else. Now the Tashio Tempo is just a placeholder for when I'm streaming, so we have all that room somewhere. So like we could take that out and put the Manus bar there, if that makes sense. I mean, it's up to us. It's our game, you know. We get to decide what it looks like. But I'll take a peek at Link's Awakening and see where they put. And I don't know if we're gonna have any you know, coins or anything. So yeah, let's see if I can just pull up a reference photo here for the HUD. Ever since the new Link's Awakening came out, it's hard to get the Link's Awakening DX photos to pop up first. But here we go. Nope, that is a mock-up. Why is this so difficult? I know we've got one somewhere. Were any of you guys at Pirate Software stream today? Were you there? Or when it happened? It was wild. Here, this is what we want. Nope. I want it. I want it as a window. Okay, that's what we're looking for. Okay, so yeah, they've got the hearts over on the right there. I don't know how many hearts we necessarily want, but since this is a Link's Awakening style game, I kind of feel like we need to put the hearts in the same place. Yeah, it's really simple because they don't need to do their Manus bar like we do. So maybe if we put our Manus bar down here beneath our item selection, we can just cram in our item selection. Well, I mean, maybe we just keep it exactly where it was and just shrink it a little on the I was asking if anyone caught the Pirate Software stream where he hit the hype train record. 106 levels of hype train today. It was freaking wild. Yeah, I feel like maybe we shrink our Manus bar. I don't want to shrink it too much though because you need more gameplay. Dude, it was a lot. He shared the stats for it, and it was something like 84,000 subs. And I forgot how many bits, but it was wild. It was crazy. It was like 2 hours of hype train. It was so wild. Okay, I think we can't really afford to shrink our Manus bar much because that's so much part of the game is balancing that. So I really don't want to shrink that any if I can avoid it. So hopefully that's about, yeah, that is the frame that it comes on. So let's see how many hearts we can fit here if we go this route. So there's 5 hearts. There's 6 hearts. There's 7 hearts. So we can't quite fit 8. Link's Awakening has how many? 7, just like us. Okay, well, maybe we just go for that then. I mean, 7 is fitting. Looks like their hearts might be the same resolution as ours. They just color theirs a little different. So yeah, maybe this is the template for like the maxed out hearts and what that might look like. I think we need 1 pixel here on top. There we go. Okay, let's see that. Okay. Yeah, maybe 1. I think we can scoot this bottom row up 1. Not quite, not quite. I think that's okay. And then let's see what it looks like if we don't have the hearts. Okay. Okay, so if we make a little mock-up for like our items there, maybe we can see if that's just not enough room for items to be legible down there. I don't know if we're gonna have money. I mean, I don't think we're gonna have money because there's not. I don't really have any plans for a shopkeeper or anything. I think it's just gonna be items. Yeah, I don't think we're gonna really have money or opportunities to spend it. But I do want the players to be able to collect a bunch of different stuff. And hopefully those things do useful things. I don't know. I don't know just yet, but let's see what our items slots could look like. I like the little brackets they have there. Now we're on PC and not Game Boy, so we don't really need the B and A button, I feel like, but maybe we need something different. Like maybe, and spacebar, at least right now, spacebar is our monos spending, so I'm not sure what else to do there. What buttons could we press to use or to swap our items? Maybe ZX, or I don't play enough games on PC to know what buttons people like to press. Does anyone have a preference for like what buttons are good? Like right now we're just using arrow keys and spacebar, but I know a lot of people do the WASD, and then does that mean they put other stuff on shift and control, or I don't know what buttons it should be pressed. But we'll need two item slots here. Hey Warren, good to see you. Q&E, yeah, because they're up there by the WASD. Because when I don't play a lot of games on PC, so I'm not really sure. But okay, that makes sense. Because then, yeah, you could be walking and then you reach up and Q to switch your item real quick. So maybe we do that, at least for a starting template. So we can give us a Q. That Q looks awful. Yeah, we'll stick with Q and E for now, and we'll see how we like that. We'll see if we have... This is awful. I don't know if I like that we would say that it's Q right off the bat. That looks so bad. Why is it getting worse? Oh, Jesus. Maybe lowercase q, I don't fucking know. E is a lot easier than Q in pixel art. I'll give it that. E is so easy. Okay. It just doesn't look like a Q. It doesn't look like a freaking Q. We can worry about making that look better later. Yeah, we would probably want these a bit bigger. It's tough. The E is very readable. E is very readable. No notes on the E. The Q is something special. Okay, so this will be, and I don't know if we want to do, because I guess in Link's Awakening you can kind of either put your shield on, give yourself a sword, or right there in the screenshot they've got the power ring and the rock feather so they could jump and pick stuff up. But in our game you're kind of like cycling through the elements you have that power your spell casts. So there would be like an element in one hand. So maybe there's like a primary hand item and a secondary hand item. So maybe only certain things can go in certain hands. So like if you've got, see, and we've got to come up with other stuff. We've got to come up with other potential items we can hold that don't directly conflict with the element in our hand. Because we don't want it where, I mean, I guess we could have it where you can have two elements and it would combine spells, but I don't think I want to do that. And you know, we don't have to make it like Link's Awakening. It can be whatever, and it should be whatever works for the game and the gameplay. And I'm not exactly sure what that entails just yet. So maybe we just stew on it on like the final, you know, what items are going to be in there, because we really just don't know yet. So like maybe we can have like a little orb denoting what element you're holding for now, you know, like Yeah, something like that maybe. So like if you're holding the fire orb or whatever we end up doing, we can add a little bit of shading here. So like maybe that's the fire orb you're holding, and then what could we have as a sort of passive item or something over here on our other hand? Because it's like whatever is in our primary slot here in the Q slot, I think that will be what causes, that's whatever element we're drawing from for our spellcasting, and then whatever element is in the E slot could be either like an extra buff or a passive for like movement speed maybe, or you know, Link's Awakening has got the Rock's Feather for jumping, they've got the Power Bracelet for picking things up. What else do they got? They got bombs, they've got arrows, they've got a sword, they've got that powder, that magic powder that the witch gives you, and then they've also got, what else? I know they got more stuff, but maybe, yeah, we'll just have to come up with something that doesn't conflict with whatever item. So it's like maybe whatever's in E is either a passive thing or something you can kind of leave on the floor or whatever, like the powder from Link's Awakening. So maybe it's just like, you know, you can put some damage boost powder on the enemies or something, and if you plop it on them, then your spells are twice as effective or something. We can do something like that, like an item that you can use and use up. So maybe there's like, oh, and you know what? We want to be able to, yeah, exactly. Yeah, we're gonna have music. So yeah, maybe the music is something I feel like might be in the primary slot, because it's gonna kind of pull up its own HUD over the screen so that you can actually play it and do the frets and fingering and stuff. So I feel like that might end up going in the primary slot, or it might have its own key altogether. Because I don't think we're gonna have more than one instrument, but now that I'm thinking about it, it could be really cool. And that's what I loved so much about Link's Awakening, was that Link's Awakening had all the different instruments, but you didn't get to really do anything with them. You just went to the dungeon and collected them. So maybe we do end up having different instruments that do different songs. I like that idea, but I'm not sure. I don't know if I know that many instruments we can piece together. Let me see what the... I'm curious what the... I cannot type today. To wake up the windfish there, they had a bunch of different instruments. Yeah. So they had a thunder drum, a cello, a conch horn, a bell, a harp, a marimba, a triangle, and an organ. Yeah. I guess it doesn't, it doesn't really make sense to want to play a triangle, or to have a mini game where you play a triangle or a drum or a conch horn or a bell. Like, those don't have as much playability, I feel like, that a lute does. But this was definitely like one of my favorite parts of Link's Awakening, was all those instruments. So the instrument might be like a key item you can whip out specifically, either with like a designated key or something else. Because it's not really something you're gonna be wanna whipping out when there's a bunch of bad guys around you. But I really don't exactly know just yet. Okay, so if we have we do need... In the game, there is an element of what I call vibrancy, which is like, in order to cast your spells, you need an element. And when you use the element, you draw from its power. So you use the power of the element, and that is to encourage people to go get more elements. So like, you can't just get one fire element and cast fire spells the rest of the game. So like, you have to go get your fire element from wherever biome ends up dropping those fire elements, or however we decide to do it. So the vibrancy of the element also needs to be represented somewhere, so that we say, oh, your element is now used up. Your vibrancy is gone. So maybe that just translates to a saturation of the element here. And as you use the vibrancy, it fades, and then you can't even tell what element it is anymore, and you can't draw any more power from it. So that's like, I bring that up because I don't know if we put a vibrancy amount here, like say 100 or whatever, and as you use it, it slowly drains, or if we just go a purely visual route of it just desaturates, and once it's lost all color, you can't pull any more spells out of it. I kind of like that idea. It's a little simpler. You don't have to see these numbers, because there's already a lot going on when you're focusing your manas and balancing your focus. Yeah, I think I like that idea of the desaturating. Now we're gonna have to think about what kind of passive items we're gonna use. So I'll think about that. I don't think we're gonna have any money, so that right now leaves a big empty spot right here that we can either fill with something. Maybe we do have an overworld balance. So part of the game is like, we might have 7 biomes, and once you are able to cleanse the boss of the biome, then you achieve a sort of more balance in the world, and that allows you to explore other biomes. So like, let's say you go to the forest, you cleanse the forest beast, that will achieve more balance in the overall overworld, and that overworld, once it's more balanced, it'll calm down, for example, it'll calm down the sandstorm in the desert if you're more balanced in the overworld. And then you can actually go experience and go decorrupt the sand biome now. So there, maybe what we put in here is like the world balance, or yeah, I'm not sure what else we might put in there. And maybe we just maybe it's like a localized balance. So it's like maybe we have a specific color that is cleansed and a specific color that is corrupted, right? So it's like, maybe corrupted is this purple color, because that's the color that the enemies are emitting when they're corrupted. So maybe we have like a bar like this, and it's whatever, like maybe this is a gradient from corrupted to cleansed. So maybe this goes from purple to cyan or something. What's the, I guess, opposite of purple is green. We're using green here for the successful spellcast. Maybe we change that to blue. I don't know. We want it really readable. We can tweak this. We don't need our manas to be red and our successful spellcast to be green. We can kind of switch it up. But maybe if we had like an indicator of like localized balance. And over here, there's like, let's for example put, you know what? Let's make this a separate layer. So we'll put a new layer, and this will be our indicator. We'll just put like a little arrow. Okay. So if we had, and maybe this is like, maybe it's from the bottom. I don't know. Why does, why? Rotate 180. There we go. So I'm thinking maybe we have this kind of overworld. And it's almost like a compass. It's like almost like a compass to where you can go next. In the sense that wherever you walk on the screen, you know, you like if it's so corrupted, if we're over here in the super corrupted area, that's when you'll see that there's a windstorm and you can't explore the desert biome. But if you're in the forest, you'll see that you're almost in the middle. Like you're coming up here, you're coming up against the gradient here, and if we had the actual gradient, you know, we need I know there's a way to do gradients here in a sprite. Let's figure it out. Let's figure it out. Color mode, is there a gradient tool here? Here. So we just need to pick, okay, yeah. Where are our two colors right here? So if we pick this color to be purple, this color to be that kind of green, I don't know. How does this, gosh, I gotta learn how this works. How do we do this? Swap the foreground and background color? How do we do that? X key to swap. Perfect, okay. So we'll swap, you know, this will be kind of cleansed color, maybe like a blue sky. Oh gosh, well, we changed all that. Okay, so now if we select our square and then draw the gradient within that, maybe we can, what is the tool for the gradient? G? Okay. Yep, exactly like that, just backwards. So we have something like this that is like a corruption meter. And when this will be like localized to whatever scene you're at. So maybe, you know, if you're in the forest, which is maybe the first biome you can cleanse, we're maybe sitting over here where it's messy, but you can see the light. And then if you walk down, or if you walk up to the ice biome, it's going to be super corrupted and it's going to be a wind ice storm and you can't see there. And then if you walk down to the sand biome, you know, when you pass by the forest, it'll be up here. Unless you've cleansed it, then it'll be up here or whatever. And then you walk down to the sand biome, and maybe this indicator's down here, and that's where all the sandstorm is, and you can't see anything past there. So you can almost use it like a compass as to like where you can go next. Because if your corruption bar is all the way over here, you're probably not going to make a lot of headway because there's so much corruption. And it's not so much corruption as like world balance. I call it like equus, whatever you want to call it, like the equilibrium of the ecosystem. So as you go, like let's say you're in the forest biome and your equus is over here or whatever, you can actually go deeper into the forest, and as you get deeper and deeper, it'll kind of maybe move up a bit, and then once you clear the boss, everything in that biome will become over here and it's cleansed. And it's kind of like an indicator like, hey, you've done what you can in this biome, you've achieved balance. And maybe like just killing the boss isn't good enough. Maybe if all you did was kill the boss, you get up here. But if you go through and you actually do all the little Easter eggs that are in the game, like there's little things I want to do where it's like the geckos, if you approach them, they run away from you as soon as you get within like 2 tiles of them. And this is once they're cleansed. So like before they're cleansed, they're all purple and they attack you, and we can show that right here. They're purple and they attack you, right? So like they come and find you and kill you. And then since like what we're gonna do, and we're actually deinstantiating them there, but what should really happen is they should just get reinstantiated when you come back on screen here. So like let's say they're all chasing you, you walk off, you come back, they're all still there. So like they're always going to be there because this place is corrupted, and there's going to be like a little spot on the map on each scene or whatever, and like it may be like a tree stump that's oozing this purple corruption goop, or it might be a water well or something that's oozing. Hey, that's okay, dude. Everyone's late sometimes. We're trying to build out the HUD for the game here, so like we're trying to add the hearts here, because what we really want to do is add that the geckos can hurt us, because we can hurt the geckos here and give them knockback, but they can't affect us. So we're gonna be adding their attacks, their collision to us, and that means we need to deduct our hearts, that means we need a health, and that means we need a place on our HUD to put all the hearts, which is what we're trying to figure out right now. So we've got this idea here where we've still got our Manus and our spellcast over here. We've got our items over here. We've got our health over here. And then I'm kind of talking through what I'm imagining we can add as a sort of world balance measurement. So I'm thinking we use this little, it's almost like a compass, like it's an indicator of how unbalanced the current biome is, and it gives you clues about what you can do next in the game. So like the first biome you can do, it might be over here. If it's super corrupted and you can't even walk through the forest or through the sandstorm, it's going to be super corrupted over here. So I'm trying to think about what we can do to incorporate this, but I kind of like this idea as it's like a sort of localized compass for your progress. I kind of like that idea. I don't know if it makes a ton of sense to be permanently on the HUD, but it goes with the theme of the game. Like the theme of the game is to restore balance and peace in the ecosystem. So I think that current reminder is like, oh, hey, I'm in the forest. I've done everything in the forest. It's completely balanced. So maybe we go look elsewhere. So there's going to be little missions. So it's like maybe if you kill the boss in the forest biome, your aqueous meter might be this high, not quite fully maxed out because you didn't do all the mini missions or whatever. So there's going to be little like mini missions to fully complete that transformation of this biome's perfectly balanced. And that might look like there might be little fruit berries from a certain tree in the forest, and when you walk up to a gecko, they run away from you if you get super close. But what happens if you leave one of the berries in the spot that they're kind of chilling, by the time they respawn and you come back to that area, they might be munching on the berry and they don't run away. And if they don't run away, they don't trigger something else in the environment. Like maybe they don't run to, you know, if you run there, maybe they go and hide in a hole or something. And if they're hiding in the hole, then something else can't happen. I don't know what, but we'll figure it out, because I want it to be like little interactive ecosystem puzzles for you to figure out. Like they run away, you don't know why they run away, but if you feed them, it turns out they do something different, and that triggers something else different that you can figure out. Like maybe if they don't hide in their hole, that means that a little mole can go in the hole, and that means something else. I don't exactly know what that looks like just yet, but I think it opens the gate to a lot of potential interactions where the game isn't about just going around murdering everything. You know, it's not about getting so strong that you just kill every bad guy. It's about learning how to perceive your environment and pay attention to it, and that your little actions make a big difference in the grand scheme of things. So that's kind of like the heart and soul of the game. So I think that the meter on screen taking up a lot of space actually kind of makes sense, because that is the overall theme, right? We want to achieve that balance. So I'm liking where this HUD is kind of ending up. We just have to start to place it, because right now it is not that. So I'm glad we are kind of talking this through and figuring this out, because this is big. We just have to start implementing it and then really work on our different spell casting and then the different interactivity. So now that we're, you know, we need to figure out, we probably need to put our key logger and frame rate somewhere else on the screen so that we can still test that stuff. So maybe we'll scoot our key logger just up off that HUD. Or for now, since we don't have that many hearts, maybe we just keep it down there and we'll only give ourselves a couple hearts. And we can keep Tashio Tempo on there until we actually have enough details to start implementing our little aqueous bar. So, as far as today goes, I have to work on some homework, but we can wrap it up with, all we did was add our heart sprite today, but we got a lot of kind of theorizing done, and we've got a new kind of a new HUD system overlay for us to work with and start to play with. So that should be fun. Let's go ahead and commit our new heart, so we can say heart sprite added. And then what we can do, I should have gone in our notes before we did that, but that's okay. We'll just push it for now, and I'll just fill you guys in on what tomorrow is. Tomorrow we'll be actually finishing. So like we've got to give ourselves X amount of hearts, which is maybe 6 hits of health. And every time you get hit, that's half a heart. We could do quarter hearts like Link's Awakening, but I think for right now at least we start with half a heart. So tomorrow we'll give ourselves 3 hearts, which is 6 hits. And if we get hit by a gecko, we will flash like the geckos do. We will get knocked back like the geckos do. And then what we need to do is ensure that we don't accidentally initiate a scene transition if we get knocked back. And we do initiate the transition based on keyboard input detection. So we can't initiate a left transition without actually pressing left. But if we're, for example, walking left and casting a spell and then we get hit and we get pushed off into there, that probably should transition us, even though we might not have intended that to happen, but we are holding left and our character was to the left of initiating that scene transition. So I think we might do that. And then if we can get enemy collision with our character and our knockback working and our hearts working, then we can start to add a little death animation, a little game over animation, a little, restart your game. And then at that point, we're probably in the prime spot to start implementing save states for our game so that we can remember how many hearts we have, how many spellcast entities we're at, how many elements are in our possession, in our inventory, what's the vibrancy of those things. We need to be able to save and reset those things to be certain values before you were unalived by some geckos. So that's going to start to add in a lot more game functionality with a sort of save point and an inventory system. And then we got to keep going. We're going to make, so maybe before we do the death animation and the game over state, maybe what we do is build out a 2-scene area with potential new sprites, so that we can have 2 sprites of our game looking, or two scenes of our game looking pretty polished up, so that we can record a little game trailer for the Twitch channel, so that when people come to the channel, they can see the little 2-minute trailer, see, hey, this is what the game's about, here's some of the functionality, we've got spell casting, we've got animated sprites, it looks like Link's Awakening, we've got the spellcast system, we've got the entity collision detection working, we can take damage, we take damage, and then we can kind of post that as a scene trailer. So I think we should prioritize that so we can get the game trailer. It's not really the game trailer, it's like the channel trailer, recorded and edited for newcomers so that they can see what the game's all about when they come visit the channel, or if I'm offline, they can come see it. So that's what we're going to prioritize, I think. But we're going to do our entity to player collision before that, and then we'll be able to mock up that little trailer and get going. But I do have to get going. I've got some homework to do tonight. But thanks everyone for stopping by and saying hi. I really appreciate it. I know my buddy here is raiding. I don't know, or is playing. Oh, I want to raid someone who's programming, but no one I'm programming. You know what? We'll just go raid John Blow, because he got me into programming. So we'll just go give him a raid because he got me into programming, and that's cool. So thanks for hanging, guys. I'll catch you guys tomorrow for some more episode stuff, and I'll keep you posted on how it's going. Thanks for watching.